Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I'm going to perform the experiment by axial bending, and this is over beam, cantilever beam, which is Z section. Fine. So the first step in the performance is we need to measure the span length of the Z section. First step is we need to measure the span length of the Z section. So span length of the Z section is span length of the Z section is 1060 millimeter. Next step, we also need to measure this effective length. This effective length is 50 millimeter. 50 millimeter. So total length of the beam will be now 1060 plus 50. So that will be 1110 millimeter. So 1110 millimeter. Next step is we need to measure the cross-sectional dimensions of the Z section. Cross-sectional dimensions of the Z section. So first is the width of the flange. So width of the flange is 26.1 millimeter. 26.1 millimeter. Next is the thickness of the flange. Thickness of the flange is
9.
Thickness of the flange is about 1.85 millimeter.
Near about.
Or you can say 1.9 millimeter. I think so it's better to take 1.9 millimeter. So width of the flange is 26.1, thickness of the flange is 1.9 millimeter. Next thing is we need to measure the depth of the web. So we are going to measure the total depth of the web, and then we can subtract the flange thicknesses. So total depth of the web is 57 millimeter. 57 millimeter, and out of 57 millimeter we have to subtract the thickness of the flange from both ends, which is 1.9 millimeter each. The thickness of the web is the same as the thickness of the flange. So these are the dimensions of our Z section beam. We need the span length, we need the total effective length, and we also need the cross section dimensions of the Z section. Now we have two settings. In the first setting, theta is 0. So theta 0 means that theta 0 means that over what you say web is truly vertical. Truly vertical. So this is our first step. So this means that over centroidal axis and principal axis, they do not coincide with one another. So this is over case 1, theta is 0. So now we are going to attach the deflection gauges, one horizontal and the other vertical. Fine. Then once we have attached our deflection gauges, we have this assembly for the application of the load. So this point from here to the point of application of load is 1110 millimeters. So please attach the deflection gauges. So there are two deflection gauges basically. So deflection gauges, they have a least count of 0.001 inches. Fine. So we are going to attach one deflection gauge horizontally and the other deflection gauge vertically. Okay, so in the first setting, in the first setting, so once we are done, so in first setting, we are going to have, this is now over zero load. There is no extra loads have been added. So this is zero load. So corresponding to zero load, we have the reading. Corresponding to zero load, we have the reading horizontal gauge reading as 600 and vertical gauge reading as 400. Fine. Now put 10 Newton, 20 Newton load.
सर आप इधर आ जाओ.
So with 20 Newton load, with 20 Newton load, the horizontal gauge reading is 527 and vertical gauge reading is 326. Then again we are going to put 20 Newtons more. So now we have a setting with 40 Newton. So with 40 Newton, we are getting the horizontal gauge rating as 439 and vertical gauge reading as 250 Newtons. 250. Now, please put 20 Newton more. Now, we have a total load of 60 Newtons and our readings are. So with 60 Newton, we have horizontal gauge reading as 350 and vertical gauge reading as 207. So please unload it, remove 20 Newton. So now we are going to retake the readings with 40 Newton load as we have just removed the 20 Newton. So with 40 Newton, we have the horizontal gauge reading as 435 and vertical gauge reading as 250. Then again please unload 20. So now we have a load of only 20 Newtons and horizontal and vertical gauge readings are 522 and vertical gauge reading is 328. Then please unload it. So now we have 0 Newton load and our horizontal gauge reading is 603 and vertical gauge reading is 401. Fine. So the readings which I have given you are the same which we have taken earlier because we have set the deflection gauges in the way that over 0 readings were same. So now this is our first set of reading. Now we are going to start the second set of the reading. Fine. In the second set of the reading, we need to find the orientation of the principal axis. So orientation of the principal axis we can calculate based on the dimensions of the Z-section. We have the width of the flange, we have the depth of the web, and based on this we can calculate the second moment of area or first moment of inertia about Z-axis and Y-axis. Fine, and we can also calculate the product moment of inertia. So based on these things we can calculate over theta P, the orientation of the principal plane. So in our case, the orientation of the principal plane is 5.2 degrees. 5.2. So now you guys can see we are rotating the Z-section. So we are rotating the Z-section, and if you can see, so yes, that's fine. So we have rotated over Z-section by 5.2 degrees. Now you can see that over depth of the web, our depth of the web is now not truly vertical. Basically now the section is oriented at an angle theta p, and now our centroidal axis and principal axis, they are coinciding with one another. So this is now our second set of readings. So please attach the deflection gauges. Yeah. So this is our horizontal deflection gauge, and this is our vertical deflection gauge, and this is our second setting. We have to keep horizontal gauge reading as 500. So let me see. Okay, so now with load 0 Newton, I have set the horizontal and vertical deflection gauge readings as 500. So at 0 Newton, horizontal gauge reading and vertical gauge readings are 500 each. So now we are going to put 20 Newton load. So corresponding to 20 Newton, So corresponding to 20 Newton, we have horizontal gauge reading as 490 and vertical gauge reading as 470. So please put 20 Newton more. So now we have 40 Newton load. So corresponding to 40 Newton load, so we are getting the same reading. So corresponding to 40 Newton load, we have horizontal gauge reading as 480 and vertical gauge reading as 435. So please put 20 Newton more. So corresponding to 60 Newton now, yes, correct. So corresponding to 60 Newton, we have horizontal gauge reading as 471 and vertical gauge reading as 398. So now we are going to unload the pen G. So we are removing 20 Newton. So now at 40 Newton, we have horizontal gauge reading as 478 and vertical gauge reading as 428. So for 40, we have horizontal gauge reading as 478 and vertical gauge reading as 428. So please unload 20. Now we have just 20 Newton load, and our horizontal and vertical gauge readings are okay. So our horizontal gauge readings are for 20 Newton, that is 490, and our vertical gauge reading is 468. So please remove 0. So corresponding to 0, we have So corresponding to 0, we have horizontal gauge reading as 496 and vertical gauge reading as exactly 500. Fine. So this was the performance. Now one thing we want to let you know about the theta. So this is a calibrated ring which is over it we have marked 100 degrees. So we have rotated over section by 5.2 degrees. Fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in between 5 and 6. Fine. So that's it for this experiment. Thank you very much. Okay.